problems, especially franchises hold back their orders because they're afraid and they basically want to manage their wastages. So it was really a challenge, and it was a tipping point for us to do something. Otherwise, the, uh, the entire plan can fall apart. So to cut the long story short, we formed a group of food scientists, food technologists, and also consultants, and we provided them our requirements. So our requirements at the time is to develop um, a, a formulation not only for donuts but for baked products to be able to prolong the shelf life. So again, to cut the long story short, we developed a formulation and we called it Smart Freeze technology. So the Smart Freeze technology enabled the products to be frozen up to 6 months. And then once it's thawed in an ambient temperature, less than an hour, the product can is like a fresh-like quality in terms of visual appearance, in terms of texture, and in terms of taste. So it was very difficult because, as you know, donuts and cakes basically is simpler, but donuts is deep fried. Hence, it was very difficult for us to do this. But after nearly 2 years, we cracked the technology, and now it's been in use for about 2 to 3 years here in New Zealand. So not only the dough itself, but also all the glazes of the donuts has been formulated, because as you know, for example, chocolate, when you freeze chocolate, nagbibitak-bitak yan eh, and nagiging pale yung ano niya, yung itsura niya. But our donuts, our chocolate, these are formulated so that once you thaw the product after being frozen, it maintains the quality. It is shiny and hindi siya nagbibitak-bitak. So we are getting these formulation from Germany. We provide them our recipe, and they're basically sending us pallets of chocolate na mina-microwave lang, iniinit lang siya, and then okay na. So yun yung ano natin. And basically what we've done here, two things. One is we've addressed the root cause, which is wastages and the shorter shelf life of the product. And unknowingly, we've actually solved a very, very important factor, especially in terms of expanding a brand nationwide and globally. So this is the we have eliminated the limiting factor to expand the business in a certain country, meaning we don't have to form infrastructure, or we don't have to have a number of factories in different regions wherein the products can be supplied. So doon pumapasok yung central commissary of our model. So we only have one central commissary here in New Zealand supplying all our outlets and also providing our clients and external partners our products nationwide without the need of expanding or building other infrastructure in different regions. So that's our model in expanding our brand nationwide and globally. Next one is I'm just going to go through quickly the companies within this particular division. So we have Ardent Bakers. So this is in New Zealand. This is our central commissary here in New Zealand. And as you can see, we are using the Smart Freeze technology. We rolled it out from the donuts to muffins to scones to other baked products. So as you can see, they are being packed, boxed, and put on pallets and delivered to a number of regions in New Zealand and in our distributors where they have freezers, and they can store a number of products there. And the local distributor will pick it up and distribute in our outlets and also in our to our partners or clients nationwide. So it was a breakthrough. So after we've done this, it was a breakthrough because not only that we can supply products to our Epiphany branded outlets, but also we can supply products to a number of other external partners such as the petrol service station retail stores. So we now serve BP, Mobil, Shell, Caltex, and other service stations. nationwide in New Zealand, and also convenience stores. We serve a number of C-stores brands in New Zealand like Metromart, Night and Day, Break Time, and a number of other local C-stores. And we're talking about here hundreds of stores. And so that, again, that was a breakthrough. Secondly is, again, we're going back to the four core product model of Epiphany. So we have the donuts. And secondly, after we've cracked the smart freeze technology, we try to look for a synergistic company who is doing the same thing. So unfortunately, there's nothing here in New Zealand, but we found one in Australia, in Melbourne in particular. So this is Mark's Quality Cakes. 28 years in the business, 20 years of producing frozen premium cakes in Australia. And again, same as what we're doing here in New Zealand. They're doing it frozen, and over the years they've developed these recipes and techniques. So they are producing and supplying this to major brands in Australia, just like the Gloria Jeans, Coles, Michelle's. Kumbaga, ito yung mga Goldilocks and Red Ribbon ng Australia. And also other cafes and shop fronts in Australia. So Mark's Quality Cakes now is part of SFIO. And again, going back to the four core product model, the next one is premium breads. And again, we've looked around and we found Classic Bakehouse. So this is in New Zealand, in Auckland, New Zealand, 18 years in the business, very robust financials. And not only that, they do have the factory, they also have 12 retail stores in their brand, Classic Bakehouse. And these are very popular. The products are very popular here in New Zealand because it's Asian-inspired cakes and breads, premium cakes and breads, and comparable to the likes of Bread Talk in the Philippines. Kung alam po natin yung Bread Talk, yeah. So very similar, Asian-inspired. We have durian, mango, pandan flavor of these cakes. And again, this is now part of SFIO, and the capability of producing these products is now integrated in SFIO. Now, the next one within the food manufacturing division is Big Lou's Donuts. And Big Lou's Donuts is based in Australia, formed in 2008, and produced commercial donuts. So iba to. This is in a different tier of the market. So groceries, supermarkets, not frozen, and also nationwide operations. And the reason why we've acquired Big Lou's Donuts because of our plan of expansion in Australia, and we want to expedite that. So in any expansion, step one is the factory. So you need to build the factory. And for us, we were very interested and keen in the facility of Big Lou's Donuts because they can produce 9,000 donuts per hour. So imagine our Epiphany donuts using our premix flour can be produced here in this factory without building another factory in Australia. So that's why what we've done is a strategic acquisition of this company so that we don't have to build our own company from scratch or our own factory in Australia. So that will be the commissary for the donuts. Now, secondly, let's discuss about the franchise business division of SFIO. We have three brands. We have, of course, the Epiphany Cafe, Classic Bakehouse, and Metromart. And we'll start with Epiphany Cafe. So Epiphany Cafe is, as I mentioned a while ago, we started from scratch. And it was a traditional franchise business, then evolved into licensing and micro business model. So now it's a very diverse, multi-layer business model wherein we have different concepts like mall kiosk, standalone sites, pop-up stores, and such other concepts to suit different tiers of entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs' requirements. So hindi lang po ito yung suited for people who can afford millions of pesos in the Philippines. So we're trying to make it suitable for not only for the standalone sites. We also have mall kiosk. We also have pop-up stores. we also have tinatawag na micro business, wherein if you already have a business or a retail store, you can become one of our licensees, wherein you can sell our products through our license system or our license model. So over the years, we were becoming a New Zealand brand and embraced by the Kiwi community. We've won major awards over the years. 2018, we won the Best Emerging Franchise System of the Year here in New Zealand. And maraming mga kasama po dyan, more than 500 brands. And similar year, we became finalist for the New Zealand Community Involvement of the Year Award. And a lot more People's Choice Awards and a lot more awards over the years. Next is, of course, COVID came, and just any other businesses around the globe, we had to adapt, we had to re-strategize and remodel our business. And one of the top three things that we've done is, one, we enhanced our online stores and delivery services. We also partnered with different third-party delivery platforms. And secondly, this is where the micro business model came about. This is the store within a store model. And the store within a store model is, as I mentioned a while ago, if you have a retail store, a cafe, or a convenience store, or any retail, you could potentially become one of our licensees. So if you tick all the boxes of our requirements, then you can sell our products in your store. And just going back to our model, remember our franchise model is basically integrated with a number of core products. So what we've done here is we tried to decouple all those capabilities and applied license model in each one. So for example, the donut store within a store model. So they are basically the retail store can acquire or become a licensee and offer donuts. And we have a standard donut corner, we call it, that we set up for the licensees. Not only that they can utilize their labor, but also during this pandemic time, they're looking for an additional income stream with minimal operational cost. So basically that particular driver has been achieved through this license model. So that's why it's very, very popular here. Almost every week we get 2 to 3 applicants being set up. So from 2020 or during the pandemic, we haven't opened a franchise. So everything has been the license opening. So puro licenses po tayo. So secondly, or third is what we've done is we've also integrated the store within a store model, the micro business model, into a C-store or essential businesses like convenience store. So the reason being here is those convenience stores are open even during lockdowns. So meaning having our donut as frozen, we can move the products and we can sell the products through these convenience stores or essential stores like supermarkets, even during lockdown. So that's the one of the good things that we've done here during the re-strategizing exercise for our group. Then one of the reasons why we've acquired Metromart. Metromart is the fast-growing convenience store here in New Zealand with 18 stores now and continue to expand. And premium upmarket convenience store like mini marts or 7-Eleven. And one of the reasons we've acquired this is we would like to trial out the combination of different licenses of Epiphany in this store so that we can know and we can set up the right license system and model before we implement into the global market. So both the franchise and the micro business models like licensing will be essential or vital into the global expansion of the Epiphany as our pilot project in SFIO. So the next brand of our franchise here is the Classic Bakehouse, wherein we also acquired this. This is 18 years in the business in New Zealand. and with 12 stores, and provides or supply premium cakes and breads, self-service takeaway model, and they have mall kiosk. They have standalone stores as well. Then next division is the coffee production division. This is an independent company from Epiphany, and this is called Gorgeous Coffee. So this one is a registered food manufacturer or coffee supplier, wholesaler here in New Zealand. And this company supply the coffee for the franchise groups, particularly the Epiphany franchise. And Gorgeous Coffee developed the Epiphany Cafe coffee blend for the group. And not only that, during the pandemic back in 2020 lockdown, we've developed the what we call the 5-in-1 instant coffee. So the 5-in-1 instant coffee is made of organic ingredients such as the New Zealand Manuka honey, barley grass powder, stevia, and coconut milk powder combined with the coffee. And this is 99% sugar-free. And the intention for this is to export the product to Asia, Australia, Europe, and US. So we are going to do bulk production between October to November this year, and preparing for the first shipment towards the end of the year. The fourth division of SFIO is the Property Development Division, wherein we have the AG Architects is one of the companies, and coupled with A Plus Electrical. A Plus Electrical is one of the companies that we've established back in 2017, and provides electrical services installation, and also an authorized HVAC entity. We also install and service heat pumps, ventilation for residential and commercial. And the goal or the role of this division in the Epiphany Cafe Global Expansion is basically we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. What we're trying to achieve here is we're trying to implement a proven strategy and a proven business model. So what I'm trying to get at is that, for example, McDonald's is not just a burger franchise business. It's also a real estate business. So for our company, SFIO, this particular division will manage the construction and also the designs, standardization, not only for Epiphany, but for all the groups here in the conglomerate. And all the companies within the conglomerate, although they play a very important role to help out or to enable Epiphany Cafe as our pilot project for SFIO, as we expand globally, each of the companies within the conglomerate also has their own independent business operations. These operations provide stability and foundation for the group as we perform or execute our projects like Epiphany expansion. So AG Architects is very unique. These are all the some of their projects in New Zealand and in Singapore. They are very diverse team. They have project managers, architects, and business analysts able to develop properties from residential, commercial, mixed-use developments. Ayun yung mga malls na may condominiums or apartments, luxury homes, and much more. No. Then at the moment, they do have two major projects in progress, and in SFIO, part of our IPO fundraising, we will be basically raising funds for these three projects for AG Architects or AG. And as you can see here, these are all in New Zealand, and development cost of 26 million and selling price of 55 million, yielding at about 29.2 million net profit. With an ROI of more than 100%. Sometimes if you look at this, it's too good to be true, but actually that's possible, and this is their feasibility studies undertaken for these projects, and doable because of their current setup. And also these are all in Auckland, and as you know, Auckland in terms of the housing demand even during the pandemic is increasing. And in fact, in Auckland is the most expensive housing in the world. And at the same time, it's part of the top three most livable cities in the world. And the government is expecting an increase in the property development in the next 5 to 10 years, especially when the immigration borders or started to relax again, because New Zealand and Australia is one of the key targets or countries that are resilient during the pandemic. So target siya ng mga investors and ng mga migrants. Next is we're gonna go through this quickly. This is just a growth timeline of SFIO from inception, from the time we founded Epiphany, and we built our factory, we built our coffee roaster, we started to put together the conglomerate back in early 2019. Then 2020, we developed our 5-in-1 coffee. 2021, which is this year, we are doing we're gonna conduct our fundraising through our IPO in the next 2 weeks or in a week time. Then after that, of course, we are going to boost our property development projects and also other projects of the conglomerate, particularly the expansion of Epiphany into the global market. And 2022, we are aiming to formally introduce Epiphany Cafe into the global market. And by this time, we are expecting that we have operational stores in Melbourne and also perhaps even in Malaysia. So again, the Malaysia expansion is subject to the pandemic situation. In 2022, we also have the software application platform that our team is currently developing, and we are going to launch that. But ultimately, in the next 3 to 5 years, our goal is to basically support the businesses so that they'll perform. And I just want to make sure I'm clear here that it's not our job to napataasin yung share price into the stock market. There are a number of factors that influence the increase in share price in the stock market, and it could be volatile. But our number one job here is to ensure that the performance of the businesses are robust and they are performing. So our goal is once we reach about $3 to $5, we uplist in a major stock exchange in the USA, in for example NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. Right. In terms of the investment opportunity, so we are a publicly listed company, and I'll stress that once again, we are a public listed company in the OTC market. And to be able to become a publicly listed company, you need to comply to a number of compliance requirements in USA, and it took us nearly 1 year. 1 year to do all these things, and we are heavily regulated, and also we have to submit financials and reports in a quarterly basis. And secondly is we have a global expansion plan, a very detailed roadmap, how we're going to expand our brand, particularly the pilot project of SFIO, which is Epiphany. So we know where to expand, we know how to expand, we know what things need to be done as part of the business plan, and we have the people who have done it in the past. And third is we have a diversified business portfolio, and as you can see, we have a number of companies working together to enable our pilot project, and it also provides the stability and foundation for the entire group. And coming back to the publicly listed company, so we are expecting that the potential investors in this company, in the SFIO, will have that comfort or confidence because of this. So this is the opportunity that we're trying to present here. And as a snapshot, 23 million revenue, the group revenue at the moment, and we are aiming to achieve 90 to about 100 million revenue in the next 12 to 18 months. And as you can see, more than half of that is coming from property development, and that is part of our short-term strategy, wherein while we are expanding globally the Epiphany brand, which means it's capital expenditure, money is coming out, then the reason why we're boosting property development is because these are the projects in this particular division have shorter turnaround and also with higher ROI. So the profits from there would be offsetting the capital expenditure happening in the expansion of Epiphany. And basically, the next few slides is just showing us what we've done so far in terms of market and industry studies in line with the property development, franchise, coffee, and food manufacturing. And going back into the pilot project, the Epiphany Cafe, we've also looked at our competitors in the global market, and we looked at our capabilities. And as you can see here, we are trying or we are going to lead the frozen technology into the global market and also the unique four core product model. Middle East. They started in Canada, donuts and coffee. Nowadays, they do have burgers and breakfast, and they've started to diversify their offering. But then, burgers and breakfast would require additional space for the kitchen, additional staff to run the kitchen, additional equipment to produce the products. So, meaning medyo naging mas komplikado yung operations nila. Compared to Epiphany having four core products, we don't need a kitchen, we don't need additional staff, we don't need additional equipment because our products are delivered frozen to stores and without compromising the quality of the products. So being a franchisee, this is a very, very important factor because in terms of business operations, we were able to streamline the operations of Epiphany Cafe, having four core products. So the combination of both the streamlined operations and the use of smart freeze technology is very important in this model. Next, as we are, as I mentioned, we are entering our IPO in the next few weeks or week. And the allocation of the funds would be focused in three key areas. One is to expand Epiphany Cafe, firstly in Australia, then in Asia. Then secondly is property development projects to boost our investment there. And third is to also invest in all of our companies within the conglomerate for their internal growth. Overall, in SFIO, our strategy is E-Cube strategy. We expand, enhance, and explore. We expand in terms of acquiring, merging, and investing in companies with financial stability and growth. Enhance meaning investment into our people. Explore means innovation, product development, and research and development. And these are a few of the reasons or key reasons of joining SFIO. I will again stress out being publicly listed company. And secondly is we do have hyper growth potential, not just rapid growth. We have hyper growth potential and a detailed roadmap. And number three, we are trusted New Zealand and Australian brands. And these are this particular reason is very important when we head on with other global brands. And the fourth one is we started to invest in other companies. So we own shares in other companies as well. The fifth one is we have a diverse multi-layer business model and coupled with our smart freeze technology. And basically, guys, this is important. We are trying to inject the a disruptive innovation in the market. So we're going to change how the market landscape or traditional methodology of expanding a brand in a certain country. So that's one of our key differences in entering into the global market. And going back, this is my last slide. Going back here, dun sa Starbucks example. My question a while ago is, about strategy. So when you know already that you've already engaged in a company where that particular company has sustainability fundamentals and magnitude of potential, the next thing is timing, when to be involved into that particular company. So the timing here, not only that because I'm presenting the IPO for SFIO, but if you research, if the best timing you can be involved in a stock market or in a company in the stock market is during its IPO, or even much better before the IPO. So that's the best timing. Secondly, the strategy. So my question is, kailangan bang magantay ako ng dekada before ko ma-realize yung investment ko dito sa isang company na to? Well, no. For example, Starbucks, 1992, 34 cents. 1993, 76 cents. Means nag-times 2 siya. So if you invested 10,000 in 1992, that is equivalent to 20,000 in 1993, and you can liquidate half or the entire investments. Is up to you. And you could buy and sell as you progress. So, but the thing here is, being in stock market, the price is very volatile. And again, as I mentioned a while ago, we don't have much influence or direct influence into the share price, because we are actually managing the businesses, not the price itself. So what we've done is, during our pre-IPO presentations, we've met with Sam Digital. We've met with the founding chairman of SAM, and we've looked at it. And basically, in a nutshell, we've looked at a very good opportunity here. We've seen a very good opportunity wherein our investors or subscribers be able to manage their own risk, or their asset risk na tinatawag, yung hard-earned money. So, i-explain po yan ni Mr. Romel, founding chairman of SAM. So, sir, please, go ahead, sir.
Ayan.
Sir Jets? Sir
Yes,
Jets,
sir. Yes, sir.
sorry i-acknowledge lang natin si former yung governor ng Middle East. Siya yung founding governor, si Gov. Robert Mabulay. Nasa ano pala siya, in participation.
Sir Robert, good evening, sir, and welcome to our presentation here in SFIO.
Good evening. Salamat.
Thank you, sir, for attending, sir.
Salamat din sa itong opportunity. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. And to all others who just came in, guys, welcome, and thank you for being here, listening into our presentation. Sir Romel, please go ahead.
Ayan, good evening everyone. Magandang gabi. Firstly, I would like to welcome each and every one of you. I believe that we are very global here in this tonight's presentation. So, Mr. Robert Mabulay, sir, welcome again, and it's a pleasure having you here, and same as all the rest of the audiences that we have tonight. Panglima Hitam of Sam Digital Tech from Brunei. Sir, welcome. Thank you for supporting tonight, and for the rest of our Filipino brothers and sisters, if we have women here. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to share my slides. Hang on. Slides. Ito. So I'm going to make my presentation part English and part Tagalog, so we can have a better vibration in this presentation. So as I was listening to Sir Jets, thank you very much. That was a very informative, detailed presentation about SFIO and its conglomerate. So when we talk about conglomerate simply means a cluster or a group. So in this case, conglomerate is a group of companies. So they have many different types of businesses into one entity. At etong entity na to is deemed to be identified as a publicly listed company in the OTC market, which is very, very, very credible. You cannot be any more credible than a publicly listed company, because this is not influenced by 1, 2, 3, or 4 persons. This is influenced by the public. However, maraming pros and cons being a publicly listed company. So as Jets mentioned, they are into the strategic logistics system. So strategic logistics system is they need to kinakailangan nilang ma-reach yung kanilang tinatawag na global operation. And strategic meaning heart of the operation of SFIO conglomerate. Now, in some digital technologies, okay, we advocate for strategically securing your asset risk. So, having said that, strategically securing your asset risk, we do not encourage at this point in time. We do not encourage you to buy shares of stocks in SFIO. Why? Because some digital technologies, being here and me, the founder presenting it to you tonight, we were in the same seat or we were in the same Zoom call when we first started with SFIO. So as part of Some Advocate, we reverse the entrepreneurial journey through sharing economy. So ito yon. Since we do not have any partnership or direct partnership with SFIO, we collaborated with them. So same as you, we were sitting in the same seat or chair at the time that we got involved with them, but on a more diverse collaboration. So most companies that we know of that went public to do capital raising are there to service debts. Karamihan ng mga publicly listed companies ngayon na nagpo-promote, nag-o-offer ng mga investment programs, financial services programs, may mga utang. So as part of our journey with SFIO, like you, we became investors. But our becoming an investors, we did not directly invested to SFIO in exchange of a very hefty return. Okay, so in some cases, those publicly listed companies that go to the stock market or raise capital within investors, they are there to service their loans, their debts. So if you notice, it will take them years before they can even take off. So dito ngayon nag-uumpisa or dito ngayon papasok si Sam Digital Technologies. So my name is Romel Santos. I am the founding chairman of Sam Digital Technologies. And in this presentation tonight, we are trying to push, establish relationship, and offer a very diverse multi-stream opportunity within the Sam Digital Technologies ecosystem. And part of that ecosystem is actually the SFIO program. So Some Digital Technologies stands for Smart Asset Managers. So we are an Australian-based company based here in Australia. And we are not just an ordinary company that is registered through the company registration, but we are also registered with OSTRAC. So OSTRAC is the one who license banks, casinos, the tab, yung mga racing na yan, online gamings, online casinos, financial services license, investment companies, investment advisors. So they license them. So with Some Digital Technologies, we are also licensed under the OSTRAC for our monetary services license. We are also a Philippine registered corporation through the Securities and Exchange Commission, and we cannot be registered with the SEC in the Philippines if we are not endorsed by the Philippine Central Bank. So our licenses are electronic money issuing license. This is where you pay your credit card to any stores. And Some Digital Technologies, if you will be using our services, we are the ones that's taking the money out from those plastic cards that you use to pay the stores. And from there, we remit it directly to the store owners or the merchant accounts. So we also operate our independent e-money remittance, and the e-money remittance system that we have is very diverse because here we can accept payments and we can distribute payments. We can also do person-to-person remittance transfers. So especially there in uh, the Middle East or anywhere globally that we do send money to our families overseas if we are an expat or OFW or OCW, overseas contract worker. We do service that money remittance channel. We are a digital or a virtual currency exchanger. We are also a foreign exchange license, and we have our e-wallet as the tool service provider. So, just to clarify, we are in a very regulated environment. Everything that happens in our system is actually reported or recorded. So we are one of those companies that uses the blockchain technology, and we also operate our own security utility coin. So having said that, in some digital technologies, we do not offer our um, regulatory compliances as to make money from people. We do not do that. We are like SFIO. We're not allowed to offer investment program. We are not allowed to offer financial or investment services advice. And to make it worse, we're actually not allowed to sell peanuts and to what they call this to make the matter worse in some is that we cannot be seen working into the digital world or cryptocurrency world in exchange of any monetary value. So we can offer these services for free, but we cannot sell them as a matter of a form of income. So where do we come in? So what do we do is we sell membership programs only. So on the membership programs that we sell, we distribute rewards bonus points. So here one of our what do you call this? One of our service products is the digital and conventional business development. This is what is our main business model. So in the digital and conventional business development, we develop the digital side, which are all the monetary licenses together with the e-wallet. Okay. And on that, we provide benefits, privileges, and featured services. So technically speaking, ang some digital technologies po ay nag invite ng mga tao to subscribe inside. May bayad po yon, maliit lang, $20 kung information lang at services. Pero kung gusto ninyong gamitin yung aming tinatawag na featured services, tataas po yan ng $100 po yon. One-off lang siya. Ngayon, doon sa information na binigay namin sa inyo, hindi lang siya information na babasahin ninyo, kung hindi may kasamang benefits, privileges, and featured services po yon. So that you can capitalize and at the same time monetize on the information you receive. And in some digital technologies, we offer two economic tools. The first one is the SAM e-wallet, and the second one is the Smart Asset Managers Project Development. So on the SAM e-wallet, we offer a complete payment solution. Okay? So on that complete payment solution that we offer, parang nagkaroon kayo ng Epiphany franchise at dahil malayo kayo, dahil mahirap mag-establish ng mga business registration, mahirap mag-establish ng mga payment solution, to keep up with the technology, pinrovide lahat ni Sam Digital yan sa inyo kung kayo po ay subscriber ng Sam. So sa SFIO naman, sits in our project development. So since ang aming negosyo ay purely subscription lang, ibig sabihin nun, information lang po yung aming sinupply. So dito, in this business program, some digital technologies collaborated with SFIO. So we are not directly encouraging our community inside the SAM technology to directly invest because we do not have that investment product. So as like you, we need to do our own due diligence. So before we offer any information inside the SAM project development to our constituents, to our members, to our subscribers, we need to do our own due diligence of the company we are promoting. So what do we found out? Okay, so we found out that SFIO has a very specific very detailed business program. They are up to date with all their company profile, company reporting, and they are very detailed with everything that they do so that their listing in the US stock market or the OTC market is actually up to date. So that there you cannot really fault SFIO. So it is not the job of SFIO it is not the job of some digital technologies to push the price up of SFIO in the stock market. Okay? So what we also found out is that SFIO do not have any debt. Wala silang utang. Wala po silang joint venture capitalists at wala po silang wholesale investors. So they do not have any debt. They do not have joint venture capitalists. They do not have wholesale investors and they do not have any caveats. Meron po silang pinakautangan at nilagyan po ng security yung kanilang mga conglomerate group of businesses. So in most, as I earlier mentioned, in most of the companies that are going public, dahil po marami silang utang, ang nangyayari po, ang immediate beneficiary nung na-raise nilang capital, the immediate beneficiaries of the fund raised through the IPO is only to pay the venture capitalists. So before you even go to the stock market, bago dumating yung pera nyo sa stock market, there is already a deficit. That's why most people or most companies that went public, took them years before they can even take off. So most of these people, they will not suffer loss because when the stock market price goes down, they still own the shares. But the question is, how long is the piece of string? Gaano ninyo katagal hahawakan yung shares of stock ninyo? So that's number one. Number two, who amongst you here are real share stock investor? Who amongst you here are real traditional business investors? And who amongst us here are ready to face any economic challenges, including losses? I don't know anything about trading. I don't know anything about investment programs. I don't know anything about operating my business. All I know at the moment is I am an employee. I am overseas working for my family's future and also creating potential passive income so that it will sustain me at the time na I finish working from overseas. Go home, retired. But when, when does the expenses stop? So here comes some digital technologies. In some digital technologies, we help. We don't advise, we don't create, but we help people identify potential opportunities. And one of those potential opportunities right now is the SFIO multi-stream economic opportunities. So part of the information we provide people is we do an extensive research about the company. So this is how we know them. This is how we see their detailed roadmap, like the 2 to 3 years plan. They have the 3 to 5 years plan and they have the 5 to 10 years plan. So every company must have this in their business plan, in their business profile, because if they don't, you are just another victim of any sudden economic losses. And to make the matter worse is being a publicly listed company, nobody's liable. We are all liable, but nobody can guarantee as well. That's why we are disclosing, or Mr. Jets disclosed earlier, that our job is not to push the price up of the SFIO shares in the stock market, but we are here to make sure that all the potential, the probabilities, the capital expansions are actually adhered to and reported to the public. Yan yung tinatawag na value proposition, what was promised. So here, we also create yung tinatawag na detailed business operation nila, yung kanilang financials, lahat ito nakapasok sa tinatawag na prospectus. But ang tanong dito, who amongst us here can understand all of this? So this is where some digital technologies comes in. So what we do is we invite people to join the Some Digital SFIO project. So when you come in Some Digital Technologies to support the SFIO project, and I put an example here of minimum $1,000 US. Your $1,000 US is locked in for 12 months. Is it legal or not? we believe that is allowed. So when I say is it legal or not, in some digital technologies, because we are not an investment company, we cannot put a locked-in contract in any of the subscription. So the locked-in contract in what do you call this in some digital technologies is non-existent. So when you put your $1,000 in some digital technologies to support the SFIO project, can be canceled at any time. So when you canceled at any time, the transaction fee is very high. It's 18% transaction fee to cancel, okay, within the 12 months. Now, if we practice yung tinatawag na SFIO, collaboration with some digital technologies under the SFIO agreement, we are locking in your shares of stocks, because when you subscribe at $1,000, some digital technologies will transfer through our transfer agents the 100% same value of your subscription with the SFIO shares of stocks. So meaning from day one, pag nag-subscribe kayo through some, hawak-hawak na ninyo yung inyong shares of stocks. Ngayon, every month, we will incentivize you for supporting the SFIO product of 1% rewards bonus. So that is not a return of investment. That is a simple token of appreciation or incentives for supporting the SFI project. Ngayon, on the 12 month, that your 1,000 US dollars is locked in or maybe more. Sir Jets, there's 25,000 pala today from the Philippines subscribe. On the 12 month, you have now the option to cancel. Okay, so why would you cancel? Only if the price of SFIO in the stock market drops down significantly. As we said, the market is very volatile. The game is the game of probability, so nobody can control it. We cannot control the price. The market, the investors are the one who's reacting. So if the price goes down, and on the 12 month, there is no extension, there is no rollover, there is no renewal. It's a cancel or sell. So only if the price of SFIO drops down, what you do is you inside the wallet, inside the tool, the e-wallet, you cancel your subscription. We will give you your money back of $1,000 minus 2%. So in this case, you receive 12% reward bonus for the 12 months. So you've got 12%. Plus you will get your whole value, but we will deduct only 2% transaction fee if the price drops down. But when, and I use the word when, the price of SFIO appreciates, okay, and I'm not going to say double, because remember, we're securing your asset risk here. We are not here to dictate or to predict the future price. Let's just say it appreciates by any given percentage. All you need to do is go to the OTC market, find SFIO, look for the accredited transfer agents, and then liquidate your shares of stocks that you were holding from day one through the transfer agent to transfer your shares of stocks directly to the stockbrokers. You don't need to ask any permission. So with us, you are the one who dictated, you are the one who controlled, you are the one who manipulated your shares of stocks. So in some digital technologies, since we are a regulated company, what we require everyone to do is to download the SAM apps through your leader, and tomorrow we will be sending yung tinatawag na briefer kung what was discussed in this presentation, and in there is a very detailed instructional video on how to subscribe in SAM to support the project SFIO. So from there, when you subscribe, we will issue a provisional receipt. So on the provisional receipt, it's not an official receipt, and that receipt is only an acknowledgement that we have received your $1,000 inside the SAM as a subscription, not as a form of buying, not a form of purchase of any SFIO shares. Dito, you did not buy anything. You just simply subscribe. And as part of the subscription, we exchange it with information of SFIO, and the information of SFIO is subjected. It's a conditional transfer, meaning if in the event the price of SFIO shares drops down in the stock market, all you need to do is cancel your subscription and we will return your funds in full less the 2%. Now, before you, ito yung mga initially na mga clients namin and so many, so ang dami nila dito. I'm just citing you some of those examples, and by law, we have to provide the provisional receipt, being a regulated company. But before you can download, you need to go through the KYC system. So you need to submit on the KYC system, which everything is in the apps, and in the video that we will send you, it's very detailed. All you need to do is watch the video and then comply. Because from here, when you subscribe your $1,000, we must give you in exchange the subscription agreement, and from that subscription agreement with the compliance na ginawa ninyo on the KYC, we will send those information to SFIO, and then SFIO will have to instruct to transfer the ownership of the shares of stocks of to the value kung how much did you put in. And then that particular shares of stocks, you can check in the RDS registry of the OTC market. Make sure that it belongs to you and make sure that it is the same amount of shares that you get against the money that you put in subscription to SAM. So some digital technologies have an allocation of $100 million worth of shares from SFIO through the authorized share issuance. So dito, as inside the some digital technologies, we are all together. SFIO is separate from us. We have nothing to do with SFIO, so we are not worried about the shares of stocks in the stock market. For as long as you are subscribed in SAM, you are securely or strategically securing your asset risk. Meaning, kayo ang nagdidesisyon kung ibibenta ninyo or kukunin ninyo yung pera ninyo. But on the 12 month, we cannot roll over. You have to cancel or sell. And then if, say for example, you cancel, all you need to do is go back in again and then resubscribe into so many different projects inside the SAM apps. Okay? So again, to join the SFIO, if you have your phones now, you can scan the QR code here. And with you in the Middle East, I believe there is a separate referral code. So you need to follow the referral code. So bukas, we will be sending you emails to follow up and send you the briefer of exactly what was discussed in this presentation. And then from there, let's explore multi-stream opportunity. But in some MAP program, we did not, and we cannot be deemed selling anything to you. It's illegal. We can be what do you call this? We can be sent to jail if under this presentation that we try to initiate or impose any forms of selling. So we are not encouraging you to directly purchase any shares. However, if you decide to move ahead and then take the first step into trying to maximize your income potential or maximize your economic possibilities, join the MAP program, which is a community building program, and our aim is to provide economic opportunities through the digital and conventional business development. So in here, we are not promoting, we are not even encouraging people to buy Epiphany franchise. But in some, you get your shares of stocks without buying it, and also you can own any of the Epiphany franchise globally without buying it, because there's no reason to buy. We can actually own part, if not whole of it, with just our community building program. So thank you very much for listening to this short presentation. And Mr. Jets is here. I am here to directly answer any of your questions. So Sir Jets, thank you very much. And salamat sa lahat ng mga nakinig.
Thank you, Sir Romel. Yeah, guys, I think we have heard quite a very informative session about SAM. So, and of course, SFIO. So the floor is now open for questions. So please go ahead, sirs and ma'ams. Okay, sir. Sir Israel, you have question
Ah,
po.
sir, yung gusto ko, yung Sam is, yun nga, yung company na nilink is ISFO. Ang tawag dito, yung nasabi ni Sir Romel is default, ibig sabihin ay, yung natindihan ko, ibig sabihin, at 12 months, magre-renew na ulit yung subscription, tama ba?
Yes po, ganito po 'yun, sir. Sa SFI sa SAM SFIO project, okay, as we do not encourage people to buy the shares, naka-subscribe lang kayo sa SAM. Tapos si SAM ibibigay niya yung 100%, ibibigay take the word, ibibigay niya through the transfer agent yung 100% shares based on value put in. Now, in that locked in contract, it is 12 months sell. Ibig sabihin nun, ibenta ninyo yung shares ninyo sa stock market when the price appreciates, or you cancel. So when you cancel, we will give you your money back, but you need to transfer the share ownership back to SAM because we cannot influence that because it's actually regulated. So you need to transfer it back to us and they will give you your money back. Ngayon, when inside the SAM environment, kung gusto ninyong umulit-ulit doon sa subscription program supporting the SFIO project, all you need to do is come back and then resubscribe again.
Thank you for that question, and hopefully Mr.
Sir.
Romel answered that. Sige po, carry on, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, Sir Romel. Yeah, just a follow-up question, the same thing. On the 12-month, kasi sabi mo, we have to sell it. I mean, one of the options is pwede namin siyang ibenta. So
Yes.
since this is OTC, if we sell it sa isang stock exchange, of course, it's in US, it's listed in US, and it's not available, of course, in digital platform like Robinhood or Webull. We have to go through a stock brokerage company, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say we are in the Middle East, or we are somewhere in the Philippines. So how are we going to sell that in a stock brokerage firm in the US?
Okay, that's actually a very good question, Sir Jets. If you notice, this is the very first time this question was asked from all of our presentation.
Correct.
So what happened in the OTC market, which we will have the link inside SAM. We're just organizing the API right now. But what you will do is with your shares of stocks that was issued to you, it's a certificate. So what you do is you go through the SFIO accredited transfer agent, which is mandated or approved by SEC. And then what they will do is they will just send your transfer instruction to the stockbroker. So doon sa stockbroker na yon, tatanungin nila sa inyo doon kung paano i-remit yung pera pabalik sa inyo. Pag nabenta nila yon within as soon as nabenta nila yun, if there must be liquidity, yung transfer na yun, babayaran lang ninyo yung tinatawag na remittance transfer. And ang gamit namin na stockbroker ngayon is si Interactive Brokers. Tama, Sir Jets? Interactive Broker, which have presence globally. Tama, Sir Jets?
Thank you.
Yeah, we do have a list of brokers who can facilitate the trading for this particular stock. So we are able to forward that to you as well. And part of it, as Mr. Romel mentioned, is Interactive Broker, who has presence not only in the Philippines or US, but in major countries, or actually almost all countries. So yeah.
So Romel, thank you. Samantalahin ko na rin.
Okay, go ahead,
Jeff,
sir.
yeah, thank you for the invite through Roland. This is very interesting, very informative, and I feel proud, like fellow Filipinos running or leading, a very potential, global company. And I've seen the fundamentals. Sounds good. I think there are a lot of opportunities here. If I may say so, fundamentally mabigat. Talagang if I were an investor, I would really invest. And then on the other hand, I've checked the technical side. I've checked the technical side. Your moving average, I mean the 50-day moving average of the stock in New York now is 0.0729 cents. And then the 50-day moving average on the 200-day is 0.0798. Sorry, baka medyo technical. So what I'm saying, having this 50-day moving average, I think it's worth investing it because the current price now, as of now, is 0.0704. So 0.0704. So if I were a stock market investor, I would. This is a good, opportunity on a technical side. And I check also your 52-week low, 0.0008, and the 52-week high of 1.1530. So I think right now we are in the median. We are in the median, and on a stock market investor na nakakaintindi ng technical side, I think it's good to come in.
Yeah.
It's good to come in. So my question is, since IPO would come in the next coming weeks, have you set the IPO price?
So, sir, first of all, thank you for all those comments. Those are very complimentary. Thank you po. Going back to the question, the price. So, initially we were planning to do a reverse split because of we actually entered into this particular company yung tinatawag na backdoor listing. So we are finalizing the reverse merger, but then we've listened to our we were, to be honest, sir, we were not expecting na kumbaga tumaas yung traction or dumami yung mga investment during the time that we are restructuring the ticker. But then marami na mga investors na naging involved, so we decided not to do the reverse split. Instead is to add additional authorized shares din doon sa ating shares register. And our plan basically is to do a gradual increase dun sa outstanding natin. And we won't be really issuing shares that are not necessary. So number one is for expansion. The reason I'm explaining this is because that's basically related to your question. So whatever the price is during the IPO, that's the price. So we have no control on the price. So basically, the IPO is just a trigger of a series of press releases. It will be in terms of the kumbaga kung ano yung mauuna is the press release about the reverse merger, which is actually happening now, and we are going to publish it.
PR release.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna do that, and it's gonna trigger the IPO, and we have a number of press releases, interviews, and other articles already prepared, and we're just waiting for the finalization. So it's gonna be very soon. So in terms of the price, whatever the price in the stock market, that will be the price.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ganyan ka-organic. That's how organic SFIO is, because we are not chasing to raise 100 million overnight to satisfy mga venture capitalists, wholesale investors. So dito, the real beneficiaries are the actual indirect investors like us. Kaya dito hindi kami nangarap na $1 ang launching price. So that's why yung presentation ni Sir Jet, sinite niyang comparison, or no, not comparison, example lang pala. Si pangalan nito?
Si Starbucks, sir.
Si Starbucks. So ayun. So next question po tayo. Mr. Panglima Hitam, sir, do you have any question?
No further question from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next any other question? Yes, sir.
Sir Romel, si Danny, mayroon lang akong clarification.
Okay, sir.
Doon sa explain mo na 12 months lock yung sa shares sa subscribes na 12 months. Yung in-explain mo kanina is mayroong in return mayroong 1% per month. Let's say example sa $1,000 ano.
Incentive, yes sir. Tama sir. Correct
Incentives,
po.
yeah.
Yes po.
Yeah, so till 12 months, so yun ang maturity niya, di ba? Pagka 12 months na, it's either we cancel or we sell, di ba?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
So, ang tanong ko doon, let's say nag-appreciate yung yung shares. So hindi lang $1,000. Ibabalik niya yung $1,000 namin pero let's say nag-invest kami ng $1,000 pero since nag-appreciate yung shares, in addition pa ba yun or is just $1,000 minus 2% kanina as you explained?
Okay. Ganito po yun sir. Doon sa subscription natin, 1,000 po yun. So
Okay.
pag if the price drops down, okay, all you need to do is cancel and we will give you your $1,000 back less the 2% transaction fee.
Okay.
On the other hand, when the price goes up, then you will have to sell your shares directly to the stock market. So yung 1,000 po ninyo, ano na yun, automatic canceled na po sa amin yun. Ibig sabihin po, only then that $1,000 is considered to that you have purchased that particular shares na binigay po namin sa inyo at the original price. So kung nag-appreciate po siya, ang makukuha lang po ninyo is kung magkano yung proceeds nung shares of stocks ninyo sa stock market. So for example, hypothetically lang na walang ano dito walang prediction. Nag times 2 yung shares of stocks ninyo. So ang makukuha po ninyo ay yung bali $2,000 po. Minus kung ano yung fees ni stockbroker kasi si stockbroker may fees din. So wala na po kayong kukunin sa amin kasi yung shares of stocks na hawak po ninyo ay niliquidate ninyo directly sa stock market.
Okay sir, clear.
Okay. Thank you po sir.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Ayun, next question po tayo.
Sundan ko lang yung tanong ni sir.
Yes po sir.
Pag sinil mo yung subscription mo maging stocks yun, isi-sell mo. Kasama yung 12%, di ba?
Yes po.
12% ng SAM.
Yes po. Hindi po namin babawiin yung 12% na galing po kahit mag-cancel kayo or ibenta ninyo yung shares. Hindi po namin babawiin yun, sa inyo po yun. Incentive po ninyo yun for supporting the SFIO project.
Yeah, ibig sabihin nga, pag nag-appraise siya, nag-sell kami, hindi cancel, maging 12% yung kasama ng iyong capital. Plus the appraise,
Yes po sir.
appraise the value ng stocks, di ba?
Shares of stocks. Yes po sir, affirmative po.
Ano ba yun?
Correct po sir.
12 months, automatically sell namin or depende doon sa aming broker na kung ibebenta namin o hindi. Ganun ba yun?
Nasa sa inyo po yun sir kasi kasi marami pong factors yan eh. Number one po na factor sa atin po na ako wala rin naman po akong alam sa trading. I don't know anything about trading. So I will look at the market. If the price is high, I sell. If the price is low, I cancel. Pero may mga iba naman na experience na stockbroker dito or na naglalaro sa stock market, they will look at the psychology of the market. So if the psychology of the market is volatile but consistent, some people will not cancel, they will hold. So when they hold, they will wait for the right time that it will go up and then they will sell. So marami po. So pero sa atin naman at hindi po kasi kami pwedeng magbigay ng kahit na anong tawag ito na opinion because wala po kaming alam diyan. Sa sampo is ang pera yung pera pong ibinayad ninyo, it stops in SAM. Hindi po yan mapupunta diretso sa stock market kay SFIO. So kaya dito kayo talaga ang magde-decide whether you will cancel and get the 12% minus 2% or when you sell you get your 12%, no transaction fee doon kasi wala naman kayong kinancel, but you get the difference of the appreciation of the value.
Ito halimbawa naman sir, kung halimbawa may subscription may stocks kayong binili before IPO ng SFIO, and then nag-subscribe din kayo sa tawag dito, sa
SAM.
SAM, hindi ba pwedeng isama yun sa subscription ng SFIO?
Ay, hindi po sir, kasi magkaiba po yung transaction na yun eh. O, diretso nyo pong binili sa OTC market yun eh.
Hindi pwedeng, halimbawa, meron ka ng broker doon sa SFIO, so hindi yung pwedeng mag-plus doon.
Hindi po, kasi po yung pera po ninyo, diretso po ninyong ibinili sa broker, sa SFIO. Kasi sa amin po, dahil hawak-hawak namin yung shares of stocks na yun sa SAM, kami po yung nag-transfer nun sa inyo. So yung pera po ninyo, nasa loob lang siya ng SAM, hindi po lumabas yun.
So, meron pa pala akong isang tanong. Nag-download ako
Sige
ng
po.
SAM. Meron siyang pinipili
Yes.
na add credit card or redeem code. Yun ba yung Smart Asset Manager, di ba?
Pakiganon nga po sir yung pakita ko lang. Ayan po, yung Smart Asset Managers po siya.
Kaso nagtatanong siya ng credit card or redeem code.
Sandali
Redeem code. Pag
wala po tayo. Ano po yan, wag po kayong magbig kasi ang credit card po namin ay nandoon sa loob ng SFIO. So kung sa pagpasok pa lang humingi na ng credit card, hindi po sa amin yan. Sandali lang po tignan ko lang po ulit.
Yun ang kuha natin yung sa Google Play kung alin ba yun. Kasi tinanong ko din to kay Jiren, alin ba yung iyong download? Baka magkamali tayo sa pagda-download niya.
So ito po ba yung nakita nyo dyan?
Oo, yan nga. Sam.
Ito. Basta't ito po yung nakita ninyo dyan. Ayan po yung i-download ninyo.
Pero pag dinownload mo siya, hihingi siya ng credit card or redeem code.
Redeem code.
Pag in-install mo siya, pag step ng continue, hihingi na siya nung complete the account setup, add credit card or debit, redeem a code.
Sir, pwede nyo bang i-screenshot po yan tapos i-send po ninyo? Meron po ba kayong WhatsApp o kaya Viber?
Meron naman, sir.
Okay, ilalagay ko po yung number ko dito sa mamaya po paki-send niyo po sa akin para kasi hindi po kami naghahanap ng ng credit card details eh. 614-0575-422. Ang redeem ko, wala po kaming redeem code referral code lang po meron kami. Pag gumawa kayo ng account, referral code po yung hihingiin. Ito, ilagay ko po yung WhatsApp number ko dito. Paki-send nyo lang po sa akin yung screenshot.
Okay.
Ayun. Wag po kayong magbibigay ng credit card details nyo sa sign up kasi hindi po kami humingi ng credit card details sa sign up.
Kasi yung credit card, baka mahal kasi.
Pero pag nandoon po kayo sa loob na ng subscription, kasi meron pong process may sequence po yan. Saka pa lang kami manghihingi ng credit card niyo pag nag-member na kayo dun sa MAP program para ma-access ninyo yung SFIO. So from there, kung ano't anong mangyari doon, may mga instances na nadi-dispute yung aming payment, ibinabalik po namin yung pera ng mga nagdi-dispute. Pero pag bago pa lang kayo pumasok, nagbigay na kayo ng card, hindi po yung covered ng security feature ng aming payment portal.
Kaya nga kasi tinanong ko kay Jiren, nagbayad ka ba nung nag-download niyan? Saka kumuha ng code. Kasi nagtatanong ng redeem na code.
Ayun, hindi gusto ko interesado po ako makita yung paki-send niyo po sa akin baka mamaya meron gumagaya sa atin.
Wala daw naman. Sabi ko baka kay Sir Jets yung code galing. Kasi
referral code po yung hinihingi namin.
Oo.
Hindi redeem code.
Oo.
Ayun.
Kailangan malinawan kasi mahirap din.
Oo, tama. Delikado sir, delikado. Wag muna. Ayun. So next question po tayo.
Sir Romel?
Yes po sir.
Meron na po akong subscription tawag dito, apps po. Pero tatanong po siya hindi po siya gumagana yung sa credit card. Using credit card. This functionality is currently unavailable.
Baka patingin nga po sir, pakiganon ninyo.
Ito po. Kita ba? Ito po.
Okay, sir, saan po kayo ano po yung kinlik po ba ninyo yung MAP program sa pinakababa o doon kayo sa buy pumunta?
Sa ano po? Sa PD.
Okay, wag muna po kayong pumunta ng SAM-PD. Doon po sa may pinakababa niyan. Sandali, i-connect ko lang po muna tong phone ko dito sa ano natin sa meeting para mapakita ko po yung screen ko.
Yan, may maps dyan, may maps dyan.
Ayun, sa MAP muna po kayo pumunta.
Yan, sa maps.
Tapos diyan po kayo magbayad ng $20 muna, tapos saka kayo pumunta ng SAM-PD para ma-access po ninyo yung SFIO subscription.
Maghanap po ng referral code.
Ayun, sino po ang nag-invite sa inyo dito, sir?
Ni Sir Jet po.
Sir Jet. So ang gamitin po ninyo is join SFIO na referral code. Capital letters po lahat 'yon. Papadalan ko po kayo nung dito lahat po nang nagbigay ng email address, papadalan po namin kayo ng link pati po yung referral code. Dali ano ko lang. Yes po sir. Yes po, go ahead.
Meron lang ako i-dagdag kasi hindi ko natanong yata to.
Sige
What
po.
is the advantages? What is the advantages? Kasi napag-usapan na natin, yung sabi na ni Sir Jets, yung kuha natin, meron na tayong broker. So later on, kasi na-in-place na natin yung SFIO dun sa market. So
Yes
ngayon,
po.
what is the advantages kapag dito tayo malakin yung $1,000 natin o more than dito sa SAM versus dito sa mga trading?
Okay. Ang tanong po ba ninyo is ano ang advantage na pumasok muna kayo sa SAM instead dumiretso sa
Kaysa bibili ako doon sa market, doon sa
Okay.
mga brokers.
Hindi po natin pinag-uusapan yung advantage kasi pareho po yung end result na gusto po nating ma-achieve. Ang advantage lang sa SAM is ang aming pinopromote ay hindi lang iisang kumpanya, hindi lang si SFIO. Meron kaming iba't ibang mga services sa loob ng SAM kagaya po ng money remittance, merchant payment facility, ano pa ba? Marami, mga information ng mga ibang klaseng mga kumpanya na po pwede po ninyong pag-subscribean. So ngayon, dito is hindi kami hindi namin kinukompete si SFIO sa stock market. Hence, kung pumasok kayo sa amin muna, is marami kayong po pwedeng makitang potential na opportunity dahil ang pinoprovide po ni Sam ay information lang. Kaya lang dito, nakita nga namin kung gaano ka robust, gaano ka sophisticated, gaano kaganda yung tinatawag na business structure ni SFIO. Kaya ito yung pinopromote namin sa inyo dahil ito yung pinakakauna-unahang nakita kong kumpanya na 100% Filipino-owned. Na 100% conglomerate niya, puro Pilipino talaga. At yung kanyang global expansion ay galing doon sa crowdfunding nila. So siya yung pinopromote namin. So kung halimbawa bumili kayo diretso sa stock market, dun sa OTC market, yung tinatawag na 12 months locked-in contract, hindi kayo covered nun. Yun yung advantage nyo. Pero alam ko may moratorium sa SFIO na 6 months, hindi nyo po pwedeng ibenta yung shares ninyo. Ngayon, pag nag-appreciate yung value, which is I'm quite certain na maaaring mangyari because of the strategy inside the SAM network na hinold namin ng 12 months yung moratorium, yung locked-in contract, hindi siya sabay-sabay na nagbibenta sa stock market. So the selling in the stock market ay staggered siya. Hindi kagaya na pag diretso kayo sa OTC market, pag bumaba, hold nyo yung shares nyo, wala kayong ibang option. Pag bumaba, hawak nyo yung shares ninyo, mababa yung price. Actually, nangyayari yan ngayon sa lahat ng mga kumpanya. Kaya matagal silang nagkakaroon ng traction. Pero pag tumaas naman, ang problema dyan, lahat ng tao, bag the moment na tumaas, sabay-sabay namang nagbibenta. So pag nag-dump or nagbenta yung mga tao, kinakailangan ang SFIO ngayon, makaisip sila ng paraan para ma-recover nila yung tinatawag na sudden dumping. Dapat magkaroon sila ng news, ang mga tao tumitingin sa mga reporting ng mga companies ni SFIO. Hindi kagaya sa SAM, hindi natin kinakailangang tignan yun. Ang kinakailangan natin, supportahan natin yung SAM project para yung support natin sa SAM project, si SAM mismo, susuportahan niya ngayon si SFIO na i-manage, i-run, i-capitalize, i-expand yung kanilang business. Dahil ang stock market, hindi po natin makokontrol talaga at any given rate.
Okay. Clear, sir. Kinaklear ko lang para malinawan sila. Salamat,
Yes
sir.
po, sir. No problem po. So sandali ipakita ko lang sandali yung aking screen. Paano ba mag-share? Nalito na ako. Ayan. Dali lang po. I-share ko lang yung screen ko para makita po ninyo yung Ayan, so linawin ko lang sa loob ng SAM e-wallet, hindi lang po puro SFIO ang makikita ninyo. Ang SAM e-wallet, meron po siyang tinatawag na multi-stream opportunities. Kagaya po nung points nito, ito pong points na to is matatanggap po ito lahat ng mga subscribers namin irrespective kung may ginagawa o wala. Wala pong recruitment, no MLM, no selling. Basta't ginamit ng members namin yung aming services by way of transactions, lahat po tayo nakakatanggap ng tinatawag na points. History, pakita ko lang po sa inyo sa mabilis So dito po, matatanggap po ninyo yung tinatawag na incentive points po. Kagaya po nito, MAP reward, phase 1. So dito lahat po recorded yung mga natatanggap ninyo at pag nag-redeem kayo, recorded din po yan. So passive income po ito. Ngayon dito wala po itong pangako. Itong presentation na to 45 minutes ito Pag nakapag-subscribe na kayo, iimbitahan po namin kayo para naman makinig sa multi-stream opportunity ng MAP program at malaki po ang kinalaman ni SFIO dito. So dito yung nagtanong kanina, sir, nakikita nyo dito sa may bandang ilalim ko yung MAP program. Sa pinakaibabang ibaba niya nakalagay Home MAP Shop. Pag kinlik po ninyo yung MAP program, only dito pa lang kayo po pwedeng mag-subscribe. So $20 lang po ito. Huwag ninyo munang pansinin yung mga diamond and platinum na yan. May explanation po yan sa passive income namin. So pag-click po ninyo ng $20, next, you cannot downgrade. Mataas po kasi yung package ko Sandali, lagay natin sa 10,000. Kasi ako yung pinaka-top po ninyo dito kaya every day nagre-renew ako ng 200% cap Ayan.
Pinaka-heavy.
Oo. So, at ito po may artificial intelligence po ito Wala po ditong hierarchy. Ayan. So, halimbawa 10,000 yung pinasok. Yung fee po na nakikita ninyo dyan, hindi po sa amin yan. Sa credit card po yan na fee. Ayan. Saka pa lang ninyo pwedeng ilagay yung inyong Pero ang number one na aming recommended price po sa entrance o sa entry point po is $20 lang. So dito sir, pwede kayong mag-subscribe at magwo-work po diyan yung credit card kasi sa isang functionality po naka-disable po muna lahat 'yon. So dito, doon pa lang papasok yung credit card details pag na-identify na ninyo kung ano yung inyong gustong bayaran na program. Tapos, meron din po tayo dito, pag natapos na po ninyo yung MAP program, pwede na po ninyong ma-access yung project development. So sa project development, yung SFIO sa taas, pag kinlik po ninyo yan, ayan, dyan na po ninyo pwedeng ilagay yung subscription ninyo. Kung halimbawa gusto nyo po mag-subscribe sa SFIO ng 1,000 US dollars. Ito po yung tinatawag na terms and condition natin. So pag na-comply na po ninyo yung tinatawag na KYC system, papasok po kayo dito sa terms and condition, magpapadala po sa inyo si Sam ng tinatawag na anong tawag ito? Subscription agreement. Dapat ma-fill upan po ninyo yun para ma-transfer po sa pangalan ninyo yung tinatawag na transfer of shares of stock. So about 10,000 ilagay ninyo. Only then po pwede kayong either bank deposit, pero kung nasa Middle East kayo, credit card pa lang talaga muna ang pwede. Ayan. So, bago kayo makarating dyan, kinakailangan po nating i-comply yung tinatawag na KYC, Know Your Client. Kasi hindi po matatransfer sa pangalan ninyo or hindi nyo po ma-access ang SFIO kung hindi po kayo magkiklik dun sa verification. So, pag-click po ng verification, nandiyan dyan po yung tinatawag na process. Lahat po yan may instruction. So, aralin lang po natin. Madali lang po itong aralin eh. Ayan, verified na po ako lahat.
So may tanong dito,
so, may tanong dito, no? I-ano ko lang yung tanong ni Sir Jets. Is there also a debit card if I don't have a credit card? Yes po, pwedeng debit card, pwedeng credit card po. Ayan, Sir Jets, take it away. Next question.
Tanong, sir.
Yes po.
Random lang. Yung app nyo ba, sir, friendly ba in terms of pag nasira yung phone, tapos alam mo talagang nandun yung app lahat, tapos nasira yung phone, tapos bibili ako ng bagong phone. Pag na-download yung information ko, safe ba na malipat lang?
Yes po sir. Kasi una, safe po siya in a way na blockchain technology po yung gamit namin sa back-end. Pangalawa, yung lahat po ng information ninyo, nakastore po yan sa iba-ibang mga servers namin. So, ang gagawin lang ninyo, pagka nawala yung phone, bili kayo ng bagong phone, download lang yung apps using the same credentials, lahat ng masisync dun sa phone ninyo. Hindi po kami nag-iiwan ng information sa loob ng phone.
Yon, next question po.
Sir, kung hindi naman debit card at wala ding credit card, so paano?
Kung nasa Pilipinas po kayo at nasa Australia and New Zealand, po pwede po kayong bayad direct to bank. Ngayon, kung wala pa rin talaga, pwede nyong i-click yung yung deposit to bank, tapos coordinate lang kayo sa amin kasi kung nasa Saudi po kayo, pwede kayo magpa-money remittance diretso sa mga bank accounts po namin.
Remittance. Pwede.
Pwede po kayo magpa-remit.
Kung sa Pinas naman,
pwede po diretso magbayad sa Union Bank or 7-Eleven, lahat ng mga convenience store doon, pwede po. Pwede po.
Sams lang, Sam ang ilalagay.
Kinakailangan po ninyong i-click muna yung bank deposit, tapos mamili kayo kung saang bansa ninyo siya gustong i-deposito. So from there, pwede kayong mag-walk-in sa mga bangko or 7-Eleven, tapos padala lang yung resibo sa amin kasi i-match namin po yan sa sa accounts namin.
May isa pang tanong ako, Sir Romel. Halimbawa, hindi ngayong August ka naglagay sa SAM. Halimbawa, September. Okay ba naman siyang maglagay sa September?
Actually, magandang tanong yan dahil pina-open ni Sir Jets, dahil gusto nga ni Sir Jets na lahat ng mga tao rito is magkaroon ng opportunity to acquire, to have the experience. Pina-open ni Jets yung minimum na $100 na po pwede kayong mag-subscribe. Ang advantage nito, po pwedeng buwan-buwan ninyo siyang ilagay. Okay, so within 10 months, nabayaran ninyo yung 1,000 na yon, so kumpleto na. Saka pa lang namin may issue yung shares of stocks dahil every time na magpa-transfer si SFIO, yung $25 na transfer fee, sa kanilang account yon. Kung every 100 nag-i-issue sila ng 25, lugi po kayo doon. So pwede rin pong September kasi wala pong time frame yung dito, yung sa subscription po. Tuloy-tuloy po yan.
Halimbawa sir, nagkapera tayo ng September, naglagay tayo ng $1,000. And then pagdating ng October, may $1,000 uli ako. Pwede uli ako mag-subscribe?
Yes po sir. I-click lang po ninyo yung plus sign doon sa sa SFIO
So
support.
magkaiba kayo ng buwan na yon or what? Pareho.
Magkaibang buwan na po
ibig
yon.
sabihin, yung 12 months noon magkaiba.
Magkaiba po. Basta't na-issue namin yung issuance date po ng SFIO shares ang susundin. Kung kailan na-issue yun po yung issuance. At magandang program po yun kasi imagine ninyo yung hawak natin hindi isang buhos na pupunta sa stock market. So, utay-utay po siya. Staggered.
Akala ko kasi pwedeng, halimbawa, naglagay ka na ng 1,000, hintayin mo na uli makapaglagay ka ng 12 months bago ka uli makapag-add.
Hindi po. Kahit every month po, pwede kayong magdagdag pa isa-100, 500.
Iba-iba lang yung kanyang every other month.
Ang maturity date po, iba-iba.
Magandang opportunity yan si Romel. Magandang opportunity yan na binigay ni Sir Jet, 100 per month. Kahit sabihin natin 100 per month, pagdating ng 10 months, lagyan mo ng 2,000, punuin mo yan, 1,900, so lagyan mo na, kompleto. So, maging $2,000.
Maging 2,000. Basta yung issuance date po.
Depende na strategy, at maganda. Maganda.
Tama po.
Sir Romel, clarification lang and paki-confirm if tama yung understanding ko. Pag nag-subscribe, yung computation ba ng number of shares will be based on the current stock market price sa OTC?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, good. So, sa New York Stock Exchange, di ba doon naka-base?
Sa US Stock Exchange po. Bali, ang dito, sir, yung halimbawa yung 100, hindi po namin, pag pumasok po yung 100 ninyo, hindi namin agad-agad i-issue yung shares kasi $25 nga po unless kayo po ang mag-shoulder ng 25, Pero kung yari, naglagay kayo ng 100 today and then the price is say 50 cents, at the following month, so meron kayong 200 shares doon. At the following month, hypothetically, naging $1 siya. So may 100 shares kayo for the following month. So meron kayong total of 300 shares.
So you set aside the fractions. Yung
yes
fractions,
po.
parang nasa wallet lang.
Nasa wallet lang po siya, yes. Tama, Sir Jets, tama yung ko?
Yes, sir. That's correct. So you can subscribe at any time, even every day if you want to. And the number of shares in SFIO, as per the agreement, is that will be calculated based on the actual stock price at the time of the subscription.
Thank you.
Ayun. Pero sir, yung aming po is hindi po to long-term commitment po yung doon sa staggered payment kasi kinakailangan somehow hindi namin siya pwedeng i-run long-term kasi syempre lahat naman tayo dito gusto rin kumita. So the moment na magkaroon na siya ng traction sa stock market at meron talagang mangangailangan yan. So kung ano lang yung hawak namin, yun lang yung pwede naming ibigay sa mga subscribers po natin. Pero right now, yung 100 million kung magtutulungan lang tayo, biruin nyo, bakit hindi tayo magtutulungan? Pansinin ninyo lahat ng mga publicly listed company, kahit sa Philippines na lang mag-focus tayo, lagi yang merong ibang nasyon na nakaupo. Simply because of marketing. Dito sa atin sa SFIO, 100% fully Filipino-owned, number one. Number two, yung perang na consolidate po natin in our capital raising, it will go on capital expansion. Para sa akin, hindi lahat ng kumpanya nandito. Mga kumpanya, pag nag-capital raise sila or nilagay nilang public yung kanilang company, binabayaran nila yung mga creditors nila. And one classic example ay ang Philippine Airlines na si Lusutan. Nagre-raise sila ng pondo ngayon kasi hindi sila maka-cope up dun sa massive losses nila. Na yung massive losses nila, nakautang sila ng pera sa ibang bansa, para i-run yung Philippine Airlines. Kung mapapansin ninyo ngayon, nagre-raise na naman ulit sila ng shares para mabayaran yun. Pero ang ginawa nila, nag-capital raising sila by way of nagdagdag na naman ulit sila ng shares of stock. So yung mga taong nauna doon, hawak-hawak nila yung shares nila pero mababa yung presyo. So wala silang ibang option kundi i-hold yun. So si SFIO, as in wala silang utang unless merong utang si Sir Jet sa Bombay, hindi ko alam. Naka 5-6. So dito, ang first beneficiary is tayo. Yun ang tinatawag na primary beneficiary. Tayong nagsusupport dito. So ako, proudly, talagang very focused ako sa SFIO dahil Pilipino tayong lahat. And then it's supporting globally. When I say supporting globally, not just the Filipino community, the SFIO project is supporting a multi-diverse ethnic group. Meron tayong Indonesian, meron tayong Malaysian, we have Brunei, we have Japan. Some digital technologies is in 17 countries. So if we support it, number 1 tayong makikinabang dito.
Yes, dagdagan ko lang yan sir quickly
Yes, sir.
lang. So the reason why po tayo, let's say katulad yung $100, no. To be honest, it's yung sa administration side is mas laborious sa side namin ni Sir Romel yan eh. Pero ang intention kasi namin dito is to share the opportunity. Karaniwan po kasi is na mga companies na mga nag-IPO is ino-open ang opportunity dun sa mga institutional investors or high net worth individuals. Karaniwan po 'yan. Even let's say sa Philippines na lang, kung po ba nakaranas na tayo sa Philippines na na-offeran tayo ng IPO, 'di ba? Hindi naman po dahil karaniwan mga pinapakyaw na 'yan ng mga institutional investors. Dito sa SFIO, well, ang intention naman namin dito is secondary lang yung natin profits. The intention here, number 1, is to share the opportunity. And ang target namin is yung tinatawag na shared economy. Particularly dahil nanggaling din po tayo sa Middle East, kaya na kumbaga we would like to share this with everyone. And yung tinatawag na opportunity dito is scattered or spread across the shared economy. So tayo pong lahat yon.
Ayan. Well done.
So let's be proud.
Alam niyo sa Saudi Arabia, sa Middle East alone, not Saudi Arabia, Middle East alone, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, ano pa ba? Libya, kasama ba 'yon? UAE. Diyan pa lang yung 100 million na allocation natin ubos na kaagad. The good news is you just did not supported SFIO. You supported the whole some digital technologies ecosystem, and in some digital technologies ecosystem, as you can see, we are very we are very regulated, but we are also very diverse. So yung diversity natin is we are able to offer passive income opportunities without having the yung task to sell, without having mag-recruit tayo ng mga tao. But if we share yung tinatawag na common shared economy sa mga constituents natin, may it be Filipino community or Malaysian or Brunei or Indian community, we can cater. So the advantage is yung multi-stream income niya, it does not end kay SFIO, marami. So dito, yung mga natatanggap nating mga rewards, incentives, or yung mga points na yan, you can convert that into cash and then use the system to channel that cash to your families. Meron nga si Sir, yung isang araw, naglalakad siya kanina nung nakita natin eh.
Si Sir Denny.
Si Sir Denny. So he's trying to be healthy kasi at one stage in our lives, magre-retiro tayo eh. So pag-retire natin, ang tanong dyan is enough ba yung ating retirement savings ngayon na pag nagretiro tayo, hindi tayo maghahanap ng kabuhayan ulit dahil magtatrabaho tayo ulit dahil pag-retiro natin, napatapos natin yung pamilya natin, anak, nabayaran natin yung mortgage natin, pero enough ba yung pension natin to sustain yung tinatawag na quality of life natin kasi it will change. The moment na we all stop working, the quality of life will change. Diyan na ngayon magkakaroon ng kinakailangan nating i-save yung kuryente, kinakailangan i-save yung water kasi wala na akong trabaho eh. Eh paano kung meron tayong opportunity? For example, in SFIO. SFIO is using the pattern of Alibaba. Wala kaming mga, as far as I'm concerned sa SFIO, walang mga directors dyan na ang lalaki ng mga allocation. Wala kami halos na tinatawag na global satellite offices para bayaran yun. So lahat ng opportunity dito, cash rich. Gamitin lang natin yung tinatawag na teamwork. Let's keep inviting people, share this common economy with them, share the experience, at always remember kung mag-i-invest kayo or magsusubscribe kayo, don't be greedy. I-subscribe ninyo kung ano yung willing at kaya lang ninyong ilagay. Huwag yung sosobra. Huwag yung sosobra. Tama, Sir Jets?
Tama. Very well done po, sir. Tama po yun. And well, nabanggit po natin yung retirement. So ultimately, ang goal po natin, particularly dito sa SFIO, is to funnel the opportunity sa Philippines.
So we are
going to leverage the established businesses na po dito sa New Zealand and Australia para makapag-raise tayo ng pondo. And in a sense is it will be funneled into tinatawag na capital raising capital projects. So yung capital projects na yon is kasama po doon sa pipeline natin, yung doon sa programa natin is we are going to acquire businesses or synergistic companies in the Philippines. And doon naman po yung second program natin, yung magiging second stage of our program wherein hindi lang opportunity ang ibibigay sa atin ng SFIO and SAM but also options when the time comes na ready na tayong mag-retire. So pag ready na tayong mag-retire, ang mga options dyan is not only the investment or subscription, but also becoming a operator of a business. And through SAM, again, mahabang usapan to, but then the plan is through SAM and through SFIO, we'll have that opportunity and option. So yun po, kumbaga it's a total end-to-end program, but again, sabi nga ni Sir Romel, we are here and we are appealing to everyone for your help. It's a collective effort. We have chosen not to basically get venture capitalists. Actually, marami pong sa atin. Maraming nagko-contact sa atin, particularly from America, na gustong bumili ng 5 million, ng 10 million. But then inisip namin, if that happens, then we're going to break the plan. The plan is to share this to everyone in the shared economy methodology. So, ayun po yung challenge. So, ang challenge natin ngayon is how we can support, especially if you've seen yourself being part of SFIO brands. Example, Epiphany. In 2 to 3 years' time, you will see Epiphany in Middle East. So, I'm sure you will remember this presentation when you see the opening dyan sa Middle East. And I'm hoping at that time is you could say, this is the company that I have supported a year or 2 years ago. So sana yun po yung masabi natin kapag nakita nyo si Epiphany dyan.
Tama. So, to subscribe to help push etong tinatawag na traction to create the momentum, kung sino man po yung mga nag-invite sa atin dito, let's go back to them at magsisend po kami ng email on how to to subscribe. Kung meron po kayong question, pwede niyo po kami ni Sir Jets diretsong i-message. So this is it di ba, Sir Jets? Kaya yung mga pera ninyo diyan, ilabas na ninyo lahat, ilagay na ninyo yung surplus na income ninyo dito. Subukan po muna ninyo kasi ngayon ang dami nang nagpapasukan, yung pa 1%, malaki din Malaki din pag na-add up siya.
Maraming nagsasabi sa akin, Sir Romel, lalo na yung mga nauna na nakakuha ng 1%. They're actually treating this as their mandatory saving scheme. So, kumbaga, hindi naman sa naka-locked in, but then when they see the 1%, iba daw yung feeling So better than banks, sabi nila. Yun ang words nila. So better than banks. Sa
Actually,
bangko daw.
nagpasok na naman kanina siya ng pera. Kilala ko yung sinasabi mo na yan.
Yes.
Iimbitahin natin siya dito minsan sa ano natin. Pero sana kung ma-invite natin siya, medyo, alam niyo yun, yung mga friends natin, lagay natin sila dito. Kasi, again, the opportunity is hindi lang concentrated kay SFIO, but SFIO plays a very vital role into trying to connect the Filipino, the Indonesian, the Malaysian in one. Parang
Yes.
unite ni SFIO eh.
So hindi lang po tayo Filipino community, but then we are of course prioritizing the community. And in fact, galing dito si Sir Romel sa New Zealand last week. We discussed this opportunity dun sa ating ambassador dito sa New Zealand, and we have the full support, and we are going to talk to different ambassadors, particularly in the Middle East, on how we could work together. So again, we're not selling anything here. What we're trying to do here is magbigay tayo ng information about the opportunity, so that normally number one kasi is kaya hindi tayo nagiging involved sa mga opportunities na ganito is lack of information. So that's what Sam is all about. Sam will provide the information that you need to be able for you to decide. Sam is not deciding for you. SFIO is not deciding for you. But our goal is to provide the detailed information to assist for your decision making. So, ang gagawin po natin dito ngayon after this is we're going to make this regular meetings na on a weekly basis. So, yung sa Middle East natin, ganitong time para at least relax po kayo, wala tayong hinahabol ng mga time after work na, and then you can also invite people to basically join. Medyo humaba lang tayo ngayon kasi ito yung first namin na presentation talaga na after hours dyan sa Middle East. Normally ginagawa namin dito, ito yan mga 1 o'clock PM dyan sa KSA. So asahan po natin, gigising kami ng maaga para magkaroon po tayo ng regular meetings na ito. So ganyan po tayo committed po dito. And by the way, hindi po namin ito magagawa ng kami lang. We really need your help. So yun po yung kailangan natin diyan. Pagtulungan po natin, nakita natin yung opportunity, nandiyan po yung mga businesses nag-aantay lang. Now it's about time for us to make our move. So it's nasa na po natin, nasa court na natin kumbaga. So again, we've chosen to go this path na shared economy rather than dun sa mga big investors because we believed in teamwork. So yun po ang kailangan natin gawain. Kaya sa akin po, okay po. Sir Romel, baka meron pa po kayong gustong sabihin before po tayo magtapos, sir.
Okay na ako. At least ngayon meron tayong mga magandang mga interaction sa mga questions ninyo. At kung may questions pa, di ba part kayo ng group chat? O dun sa Facebook natin, just keep asking questions because that is how we will all learn and understand the process by asking questions. Okay,
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So bago po tayo magtapos, maganda yung nabanggit ni Sir Romel, meron tayong Facebook page for Middle East. Doon po sa mga nag-invite sa atin, pa-add po tayo doon. Close group siya sa ngayon, pero i-open po natin yan the moment na mag-launch ng IPO. Pero at the meantime, it's a closed group but you can invite people, kahit na hindi pa sila nag-a-attend dito, yung mga kaibigan, mga kamag-anak, not only in the Middle East, pati sa Philippines, pwede nyo silang invite doon. Ano po ba yung mga nandun? Nandun yung mga information, yung mga step-by-step process, paano mag-join ng SAM, nandun yung information about SFIO. So at least, meron kayong pwedeng balikan, pwede kayong tignan, at pwede nyo rin kaming ma-reach out through doon sa page na yon. So with that, I'm thanking everyone for this really good opportunity na nabigay ninyo na time sa amin ni Sir Romel. And we're hoping that we can see you again with your friends next time or your colleagues or your relatives. So maraming salamat po mga kabayan, and magandang gabi dyan sa Middle East.
Magandang gabi at
Bye-bye.
stay
Take care.
safe.
God bless all.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe. Be safe.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.